In this segment, I am going to show you guys the portrait of Greta Garbo, which is, as you can see, pretty much complete. It's just a few highlights and darkness that needs to be applied. And then the hair, which I always leave for the last part, would need to be fluff up, stranded, if you know what I mean. Just make it nice and lovely. But anyway, I am going to concentrate on this area right here, so you can see the process of layering the shadows with the graphite mixture and then the highlight. Okay, so I'm going to set the camera right here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to set the camera right there so you can get a good view. Okay, here we go. Again, the powder, like I said, is, as you can see, it's lumpy. Lumpy, but it's powdery. It has a good resistance. It has a good consistency. It doesn't fly away. It's not like that ground up graphite powder you buy at the store, which is like dust. No, this is quite different, and it applies quite beautifully. So here we go. Dip in the brush as if it was paint. It's painting, actually. Painting with graphite. Come to the edge. When you're working with shadows, it's very important that you keep in mind the transition from the deepest area towards the light. Set your boundary. And blend away. There. As you can see here, these are effects created by the hairs of the eyebrows. So you will have to cast a few shadows underneath. That will give you the volume, because light is hitting those hairs, you know. So you will have to apply shadow underneath to give it depth. There. Blend. As you get closer to the region of the lid, which would meet the area of the cheekbone right here, it's a delicate little area. The volume, the highest volume actually, is going to be right here, because it comes from within that crack of the hand meeting the side of the face, up, round, and in. See? So that would be a cast shadow created by the hand. And as it moves away from the light around this area, you're going to begin to have a bit of shadow, which tells you that this is away from the light. It's been a change in the terrain, if you can call it that. You continue smoothly. You see, there is no type of hard grinding or extra effort. It's just like painting. It's like, I keep saying it, it's like applying makeup. But this is not makeup. You keep asking, is that makeup? No, it's not makeup. I am not a makeup artist. Well, I am, but I'm not working with makeup. There you go. There it is. Now, right here, between the hand and the side of the face, is going to be a reflection, which is when the light hits the face, it bounces towards the nearest surface, and it's going to be the hand. Well, what you need to do, since this would be the darkest area, you will apply a darker edge to the hand, leaving a little bit untouched, because that's telling you that right there, the light from the face is bouncing onto the hand. And just blend away. Remember, these are layers, upon layers, upon layers, much like painting. But right here I'm trying to give you an idea of the process of creating a realistic drawing using this technique of mine. Okay, I like that. Now we're going to get the lifter, remember? The lifter is going to, let me see if I can reach my brushes over here. Yeah. The lifter is the step that follows the shading. And what the lifter would do, the lifter will prepare the surface with enough lifting of material, leaving just about the right amount of texture that you can then go back onto and highlight easier. So you dip again, watch. See it? See how it captures the highlight? And at the same time, it gives a lovely texture, a texture that you will not have without following this step. See that? And by the way, I do not create my artwork with wrinkles, unnecessary pores. I don't like pores. My models are perfect. Perfect skin, young and beautiful. I hate pores and I hate wrinkles. I don't like wrinkles. We get plenty of that in the real world. Unavoidable. You know what I mean? So now you've got the idea of what I'm talking about. You see that? Look how pretty that is. And then of course I keep a little brush like this, which I come over and sweep away whatever debris that stays behind, because remember, I'm working on this artwork vertically to show you the process, but this is a flat procedure that I have to follow. I don't work standing my work up. I keep my work laying flat, so whatever powder or pigments or argon that I happen to, scatter doesn't fall all over my piece. It will stay on the area that I'm working. But anyway, I'm gonna come right here and show you how I begin to create the highlight. See that? And this is just texturing. Even before I add the actual highlighter, you already see where you're going. There. Then through the hair, you're going to have little bits of light that are going to travel down between the hairs. So you're going to make sure that with the lifter, see that? That's gorgeous. That's just beautiful. See that? It's so easy to use and so much fun. Again, this is not the highlighter yet. This is simply the lifter. There. Try again. Hold on, let me change the music. It's starting to depress me. God, this is depressing. Okay, that's better. Okay. Now, you're going to see how I bring the light into the shadows by a simple application of the lifter. And remember, as it goes up, it's lighter because you just happen to be closer to the light. See? And just about right here, you will set your boundary. And just about here. Because remember, in, out, in, out, in, out. See that? So, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. It's all a matter of understanding the surface in which the light and the shadows are falling. I'm going to bring a little bit more and lift and texture as I go on the lid. And just about here, which is the highest point of the eyelid, it's right there. That's the highest point. There you go. And just about here, give it a little bit of, tweaking, as I call it. There. Now, take a look at what you've done and using a Castel Jumbo 9000, which is a jumbo. These are big pencils. Remember, big is better. A piece of paper, because you will never ever will put your hand on top of your work. Hands have natural oils that will transfer to your work. So this is simply, since you went up here already and lifted and add a few changes, you want to make sure that the shape of the eyebrow and how the hairs came to be originally are unchanged, that you keep the same flow. Because you already lifted some of this graphite, and in that process, some of the graphite which was applied with the pencil also was lifted. So you just have to come back and retrace your steps and just add a little bit of extra, pay a little bit of extra attention to that area. And now you're going to go and do the same, only you're going to be separating slowly and gradually away from the hand towards the light and diffusing that shadow from a sharp edge into a softer, more, what's a good word to call it? Flawless. Yeah, we like that word. We like flawless. Into a flawless shadow. See how the sharpness disappears? We like that. We like that very much. We don't like harsh, we don't like wrinkles, we don't like pores, we don't like none of that. We like perfect skin. Beauty is what it's all about. Can't be beautiful with enlarged pores and wrinkles, you know? We don't go for that around here. Let me see. There you have it. Now, again, set the crack of the eyelid and blend away, diffusing, giving a little bit of texture with the pencil. Pencils are your best allies. Even though these techniques require powders and pigments and erasers, the pencil is your best friend. Now you're going to come here and bring down a few flyaway hairs that will say, hey, look at that. Because the reason that those shadows are there is because hair is actually making the shadows that you see underneath. So there's got to be little flyaway hairs, little hairs that are closer to the camera, etc., etc. See what I'm saying? Look at that. And the only way to do this is with a pencil. There. That's beautiful. Now, over here, this is what I call a shadow within a shadow. So it's a deep crack in there, which is very dark, right? But within that darkness, there's another shadow and another shadow. So they meet. It's not just a solid shadow that goes into that crack and stays that way. No. In order for that to work, it has to bounce out. It goes in and it bounces out. Goes in and it bounces out. There's got to be a transition. And that is created with a pencil, which this is a number 2, by the way. HB and number 2 are my favorites. Anyway, let's see how we are. Beautiful. Now lastly, we're going to get the highlighter and we're going to add a few highlights to the work that we already treated with the lifter. So come to the edge. Always begin working with the highlighter and with the graphite shader where the strongest source of light or shadow starts. Because if you begin from here and work your way up, it's not going to be a balance. You have to come from where it's very light and gradually diffuse and round up on the way down. Does that make sense to you? I hope so. Anyway, here we are. To the edge, blend, blend, and let go. The very center of the eyelid is here. Okay? That's it. Look at that. That's absolutely gorgeous. And of course, let everybody know that a few little bit of reflections from this area just happen to fall on the tip of the corner of the eye and right over here. Okay. And finally, the reflected light onto the hand, which tells you that it's catching the light from the side of the face. It's a reflected light. See that? Okay. I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, how much more can I do on this and just this application? Now I will have to go ahead and wait before I continue on this area and work my way towards the other eye and the nose and the lips. It has to be a gradual type of progression, because if you concentrate too much on one area and leave the other one behind, it will be harder, at least for me it is harder to maintain an even perspective and an even understanding of where I'm going. I like to keep an even process. So again, I'm going to put it this way so you can see it one last time. And there's Greta Garbo. Thank you for watching.